Hi guys, Steph here. Okie dokie, what have we got for you today? Does what it says on the tin. We've got a lovely Swan fountain pen. As you can see, comes in the original box. A little bit bedraggled and a little bit tatty, but it's helped to preserve the pen inside. So, little bit of a dilemma I have. So, what we'll do, let's take the pen out. Let's pop the box to one side, and there we have it. What we've got for you is a Swan Mabie Todd 3150 fountain pen, and this one is the Swan Self-Filler. Now, this is how the pen actually came to me, and nice and simply, straight away, my dilemma is this lovely label to the cap here. Let's bring it nice and close for you, and there you've got it. You can see to the very centre there it says 30 shillings and 7 old D. It's got the Swan name just below it. Above it, it has, I think it says including tax. And if I turn it round slightly there, it's telling us it's a medium. So look at that. A Swan Self-Filler 3150 with the original label. Now, my dilemma is nice and simple. Do we keep it or do we remove it? That is the question. So what I'd like to do is just get you people involved and simply ask the question, does it stay or does it go? Now, for me personally, my personal opinion is that this is an NOS or new old stock. As you can see, as we've said, it comes with the original label. So in my opinion, we leave it. We leave the label on the cap, because in my opinion it's actually part of the history of the pen. So I would call this a collector's grade fountain pen, because apart from that I've not touched it. Well, I tell a lie, the only thing I've actually done to the pen is actually remove the hard sack inside, and I've put a brand new sack in the fountain pen. Now, the reason for that, nice and simply, the new owner, if they decide that they'd like to use the pen, it's now ready to be used. You can see I've already done you, well, I've done you a review on this specific pen before, so it's not too much of a review. It's a, as you can see, it's a lever fill fountain pen. If we turn it round slightly, there you go, you can see it's got a lovely barrel imprint, Swan Self-Filler, Mabie Todd Co Ltd, made in England, etc. If we take it down to the bottom, there we have it, the 3150, that's the model of the pen. Now, some of you will ask, well, 3150, what does that stand for? Well, the 3, in my opinion, stands for the fact that it's a leverless pen, or the model, or the series. It's a 3 series fountain pen. The number 1 relates to the nib in the pen, which in this case we'll show in a moment is a number 1, and the 50 relates to the colour of the pen. Now, on video it may actually look black, but this is actually a burgundy colour. So the 50 is relating to the colour burgundy. As you can see before, it's got this sort of cap band, sort of rather narrow cap band. You can see the clip, the very recognisable Swan clip there, in lovely condition, no wear, etc. So let's take the cap off for you. There's the pen in a few different angles. So let's take it up to the section. You can see the section there in black. It's got the Swan name to the bottom of the section. And then if we take you to the nib, there we go, we've got a lovely Swan #1 Mabie Todd Co Ltd, made in England, etc. nib. There's a sideways view. There's the feed underneath, this very recognisable Swan ladder feed. You can see it's got the word Swan underneath there. And in my opinion, because as I say, I've put a new sack in it, it does not appear to have ever been inked. So for that reason, although I've put a brand new sack in the pen, I'm not going to ink the pen, because again, I'm going to leave that pleasure to the new owner, so they can decide, well, do they ink the pen and write with it, or because of the label, do they simply place it in the collection and admire the pen. But what we'll do, because I know you people like to see pens writing, I will actually do a dip test, because once I've done it I can actually clean the ink off nice and easily. So let's dip it in our ink and let's see how the pen writes. So what we have is a Swan, sorry, done that wrong. So Self-Filler fountain pen. It's the number 3150. Let's give it another little dip. This one made in England, and we're dating the pen nice and simply around 1940. Does it have any flex? Well, nice and simply, I'm saying yes, it does. So we'll leave it at that for the writing sample. As you can see, it's got a little bit of flex in the nib. We're getting a lovely variation in line, a lovely writer, as you can see there. So let's just clean the nib a little bit with our tissue. As I say, I'll flush it and I'll clean it properly after the video, before we try and find a new home for this gorgeous pen. So nice and simple, the dilemma is keep it, or, well, leave it, or remove the label. So I just thought I'd actually share that with you and ask you people the question, what would you do? As I say, once we find a new home, it's then nice and simple, it's down to the new owner. They can decide what they want to do with the pen, because it'll be their pen then. But in this particular instance, yeah, leave it or remove it. What would you do? So be interested to see what your comments are, so leave them down below. Don't be shy. Have you subscribed? If not, why not subscribe now? Press the subscribe, press the bell key, you'll get notified of any further videos. And don't forget people, it's not over yet. We've still got a problem out there in the world, so wherever you are, please stay safe. But for now, I'll just say bye bye for now.